Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sean Lyttle with the Law Office of Sean D. Lyttle, where we're committed to lighting your way forward. Well, I just wrapped up another successful adoption case this morning. And so on this week's episode of 3-Minute Legal Learning, I thought maybe we should briefly discuss adoption. And specifically, I want to talk about a very common adoption scenario, which is the adoption of a child by a close family member, a grandparent, an older sibling, something like that. We've talked a lot in previous episodes of 3-Minute Legal Learning about the concept of the best interests of the child, which is the underlying principle that animates all of Nevada's child custody laws, and adoption is no exception. It should come as no surprise that if there's a child in need of adoption, the courts generally assume that adoption by a close family member is going to be in that child's best interests. I mean, after all, you're already family, right? The requirements for a close family member to adopt a child are fairly straightforward. If you are thinking about adopting a child who is already part of your family, here are the main points that you'll need to address. First of all, the potential adoptive parents must be at least 10 years older than the child to be adopted. Now, with grandparents, that's not usually an issue, but it can come up in a case where an older sibling is trying to adopt their younger sibling. Second, if you're married, then both you and your spouse must agree to the adoption. Makes sense, right? Third and finally, you must be able to demonstrate that you, and if applicable, your spouse, have the financial and emotional wherewithal to care for the child that you seek to adopt. In some cases, you may have to provide some financial documentation to the court or even allow investigators to come to your home to assess that it's a safe place for the child to be. But both of those requirements can generally be waived when the potential adoptive parents are already close relatives of the child. Now, assuming you meet the requirements I just discussed, the adoption process itself is fairly simple. In some cases, it can take only a few weeks to complete from start to finish. The petition and other supporting documents are filed together with the court, and assuming your documents are drafted and filed correctly, then a single hearing on the petition is generally held. Unlike many other trips to family court, an adoption hearing is absolutely no cause for stress or anxiety. Quite the opposite. It is actually a warm and celebratory experience, usually followed by a quick, all smiles photo session with the judge, your attorney, and your newly adopted child. As an adoptive parent myself, I can tell you that adoption day is truly a wonderful and memorable experience. It ranks right up there with graduation, or your wedding day, or even the natural birth of a child. And as a family law attorney, I can tell you that adoptions are far and away the best and most joyous aspect of my practice. I genuinely love handling adoption cases. As always, thank you for tuning in to 3-Minute Legal Learning. Feel free to leave suggestions for future topics in the comments. And if you are considering adoption, or if you need family law counsel for any reason, please give us a call at 702-982-6164. See you next time.